I think so. Hold on. It's looking like it's trying to do something.
Why when I look inside the thing, it looks like I'm facing this way, but I'm actually sitting this way.
Okay,
That's
there.
what you.
All
Okay.
right. So we are live. We are live. We are live. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Let me make sure that we're broadcasting over Facebook.
I was just getting ready to look.
Yes, we are. Good
How do
evening,
I do
ladies
that?
and gentlemen. We are broadcasting over Facebook via Zoom, and we have a really good show for you tonight. I don't know if you guys have had the opportunity to check out the video clip that I had prepared, and um I'm going to share it or try to share it with you now and hope that it works out because things went a little bit astray for a moment. um Hold on one second. Apps files. What's this? Screen dashboard.
Okay, now I see it.
Okay. This meeting is being live streamed. Got it. Okay. And then I had a video clip set up. I want us to be able now. I wonder if I go out of here, can I get to my playlist? Hold on one second. We're gonna do the playlist.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Hold on. Restream. Okay, I think it's getting ready to play the stream, guys. The analytics check. Unmute. The analytics check. Unmute. I don't know if it's playing my video or not.
It looks like it is. The one you did 34 minutes ago?
Stream a playlist. Hold on one second. I'm gonna see if it'll do it. Yeah, I did. I wanted to play it during the live. I had everything set up. I wasn't expecting it to do all of this together. All right, so here we go. This is the recording. Okay, so here we are.
Around to help you with them dishes. I'm not talking gossip and shit. I'm talking about the type of women stick around to help you process your shit. See, I've been hanging out with cosmic chicks. Some got degrees, some spit, some of them shape shift, some of them make shit. Every one of them sacred, none of them make shift. I got one that I pray with. And I got one that you probably shouldn't play with. Cause she stay with the shits, and I got one that I slay with. If we talking glamour and glitz, me and my girls be on goals. We like to get it together, and when I'm not on my toes, she tell me get it together. She be peeping them snakes, never bring me no beef or no hate. And when I'm lost in my fear, my sis get me back deep in my faith. I look up, And here come my rock with a rock to remind you them beasts got enslaved. We never let time get in the way. We know we both got lives, but we both are hyper both for our shit when it comes down to the wire. Fight fire in hell, fight like I'm fire in self, and I never go thirsty because my sisters got wells. And we water each other. Sometimes we're daughter and mother when that nurture is needed. Sometimes we're windows and mirrors for reflection and reason.
Meet the ladies of the round table. We are Denise, Shantae, Sheree, Dr. Nikki, Paris, and myself.
Hi there, this is Wanda Godspread of Watching Wanda's World on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock p.m. I am so excited because tomorrow is November the 1st, and tomorrow is also the first Wednesday of the month. And on the first Wednesday of the month, I will now be bringing you the Women's Roundtable with myself, Shantae, Nicole, Denise, Sheree, and Paris. Tomorrow, we are going to have a very provocative topic. I'm going to play a clip from the TV show or the Netflix show, The Upshaws. And I really want you to tune in because I think every woman out there can identify with the character that Kim Fields is playing feels. If you can't identify with everything, you can identify with something. So stay tuned, watch the clip, and then tune in tomorrow on either one of my Facebook pages, Wanda Godspread, or Godspread and Her Paint. On YouTube, Intellectual One, the letter N, the number 2, LECTUAL, number 1, or on Twitch under Godspread. I'm playing the clip early because I want you all to process it, digest it, and let's have some provocative, authentic conversation, truthful conversation about what's really going on.
So I did what I've been doing for 30 damn years. I take control and I push and I push. Had to get you set up. Had to get me set up. Had to finish school because that's how you get a job. Had to go back to school because that's how you get a better job. Finish raising the baby and then have 2 more. And then adjust to a 3rd and make peace with the 3rd. Can't slow down. Don't slow down. Even a damn heart attack slow my ass down. No, I just jumped right out the hospital and went back to work. That's what I do. I just push and keep pushing and keep pushing and push. And then that grad school acceptance letter came and it just felt like one more fucking obligation. Something else to just pile on. But that's on me. That's what I do. Because I'm supposed to be the best. That's what my family said. Regina, you're the best of us. And the best doesn't take a break. The best has to be, in my mind, everything to everybody. But what happens when the best doesn't feel seen? You cannot expect others to see you if you don't see yourself. And see yourself, Regina, for who you are now, not the teenage girl working so hard to outrun the mistake so you keep pushing and going. I'm not the teenage girl anymore. And I don't have to be.
How many of us felt that in our souls? What do you guys think of that recording?
Powerful.
I I basically felt that with every fiber of my being.
Yeah.
I felt that like I could identify. I didn't go to school, but I felt that on a level of always being the one that everybody comes to. I felt that on a level of wow, just wow.
Yeah.
Just life, like my whole life. Gotta
Yeah.
be the rock. You
Okay.
gotta be strong.
Right. And I mean, that definitely was something I felt. I can identify, understand, my family, everything was about education and doing your best, but it was more than that. It was continuous. And I can definitely relate to having one baby after the next and continuing with school. And she had a heart attack, but I found out, I mean, I had a stroke when I was 35 years old and went back to work in 2 weeks
Wow.
and didn't, I knew I couldn't use my left side. I knew the use of my left side had stopped. I was driving to work and my hand fell off the steering wheel when I was making a left. And at the time, I worked for the NAACP on Mount Hope Drive, if people know Baltimore. And I worked the whole day. I came back home and couldn't get out the bed the next morning, but I had already had, my oldest son in undergrad. I had a baby every year, grad school, and then I started on my doctorate before my youngest was even one. And that particular day, whatever happened, I was on my way to work and stuff just stopped. My body said, you're not going to go anywhere. And for 2 weeks, I couldn't walk, but my mother helped me walk again. Right. And I went back to work in 2 weeks. And let me tell you, when I found out I had a stroke in 2017, when I had an MRI, I had an MRI because my blood pressure was just out of control. And they said, you had a stroke. And I said, well, no. They said, well, about 10 years ago, according to this MRI, and they showed me the picture, they said, you had a stroke. And I remembered exactly when it was, but I never stopped. If I had known I had a stroke, I probably wouldn't have been able to walk in 2 weeks because my brain would have said I was worse than, would have told me that I should have been sicker.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I literally found out years later that that's what happened. So it was just continuously school, work, never wanting to disappoint my mom or my grandmother, and being strong. And eventually that catches up with you, so I got it. I don't even like to think about the fact that that's what happened, because when my blood pressure goes up now, I know that once you've had one, you could have another one, but there wasn't no stopping. It was the expectation that I had to work, I had to do this, I had to do that, and I had to prove something to my family. So that touches my spirit, to see her act that out,
But it's
Yeah.
almost like when she's acting it out, it feels so real. I know she's a
Yeah,
risk,
it's real.
like
Yeah.
something that she felt for real, and that's
Mhm.
was just relaying what she really felt
Yeah.
in the role.
I feel
Right.
like
Yeah,
she went
something she been
in her
through.
mind.
Yeah,
Who lived through
Yeah.
that?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And she probably has, as an actress, all the stuff that she's done,
Mhm.
working on those shows since she was a child.
83
I
years
think,
old. She
yeah,
was like 3.
her
Right.
and her mother, like pushing on and being like one of not many black young actresses on TV in that world. That's got to be hard. And then to get a scene like that and be able to deliver it and be like feeling it, like I had to perform, I had to do this and that. And like we were talking yesterday when we were, talking about what we're going to do, I want to just bring it up again. It's like, as a woman, you always feel the need to want to do more, be more, and not have this feminine, laid back, protected vibe because you're the one doing the protecting, like a lion, like a lioness. You know,
Mhm.
it's like, I'm going to go get that food. I'm going to make sure this house is decorated and we celebrate all the holidays. And you're going to go to school and you're going to do this. And it just goes on and on and on. And then you realize, whoa, wait a minute. I'm in my 50s. What am I doing?
Mm-hmm. With me, I realized that I had lived the first 50 years of my life for everyone but me. And no matter how many hoops I jumped through, no matter how many obstacles I've climbed, no matter how many successes I had, people were still nitpicking me apart. So it's like your best wasn't good enough. So
Mhm.
therefore, I internalized that. And in therapy to this day. And I want to thank Tangela and Maven Beat and Miss Williams for watching the broadcast with us this evening. Like, I please feel free to comment in the live. We really want to hear from you because, like, when I saw this clip, when I say it spoke to my spirit, because I am the one that family and friends come to. Or I used to be. I am the one that everybody dumps on. I am the one when the world kicks them in the teeth, go, Wanda's gonna have a solution, but who does Wanda turn to?
Mm.
Who has Wanda's back? Now I have y'all, my sister.
Yeah.
Things like, you ever notice that when you're at your lowest, and although you have your circle of friends, that be the one day when you're calling around and everybody is busy. And I've learned that in that time, God wants me to speak solely to him. God is seeking my time. But in that moment, you can feel so alone. Like the devil will play tricks on your mind. And be like, see, she ain't even there for you. And it's not that I don't trust that my crew isn't there for me. But in that moment when you're in need, like you're breaking down, you're sobbing this time, and you need somebody to turn to, and it feels like you're just there handling it, and once again on your own. But then as soon as that phone rings, somebody else needs you, stop it up and go into Captain Saberho.
Well, because in my family, that role is mine. You know, be strong. Be strong through life, death, whatever tribulations come your way. Fix everything. You have the solution because you've done X, Y, and Z. But you know, you have a circle of people you want to turn to. And sometimes you're just not strong enough though to pick up that phone.
That's right.
Sometimes, you know, for me it was, you know, like Nikki said, thank God I didn't have a stroke or a heart attack, but I went to bed just with my stress level here, my sleep deprivation as low as it could get. And I said, I'm gonna take something. I'm gonna take something to relax. And I woke up screaming and trying to run. My husband had to hold me in bed. I don't know. What was I running from? The stress, the, you know, sleep deprivation, the being the responsible one, the problem solver. And when I woke up the next morning, he told me what happened. I mean, I had no idea. He said, you were running, you were trying to run and scream. I had to hold you down. I was getting ready to take you to the hospital. And I'm thinking, was that a panic attack in my sleep? What was that? And when I looked at it, he said, don't go to work. And I'm like, he must be crazy. I got to go to work. Like, I got classes to teach. And when I went in the mirror and looked at myself and I was unrecognizable to me, I said, something happened. I was a breakdown. I was breaking down. And I didn't even recognize myself in the mirror. But who am I to call? Just shower, get my clothes on, go to the doctor, and find out what just happened, or can you shed some light on what just happened?
Right.
But you know, it's constant. It's
Mhm.
constant. If you're the first one to go to school, you're the first one to finish, you're the first, all these things, and you're the first one that's called to solve all the problems.
Mhm.
Um, so when I saw that clip, I'm like, oh, that's my whole life. She just took a minute and a half and acted out my whole entire life, because when my mother died, I lost that day everything, my strength. I was like, I can't take a phone call. I can hardly nod. I can't, so I can imagine
Mhm.
that people are going to be calling me for a solution. When
Mhm.
mother died on a Friday, by Monday, I needed to start planning. And once I could do that, the phone was ringing. And I'm like, I'm not in any condition to talk to anyone, but the
Mhm.
expectation was
Want
still
you to
there.
comfort them
Yeah.
while you're going through.
Yeah.
People want you to comfort them like they don't even acknowledge that you're in the midst of a moment
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
when you're going through, and you should be the one being comforted.
Mm-hmm.
It's comfort from you because that's your natural role in life.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And you
Is that,
ask, you're like,
but
why,
here's
God?
the
Why
thing.
me? You
But
know?
is that our role, or are we the only people that accept it? I mean, because I don't believe a lot of times God put us here for that. He didn't say, I'm going to put my child on earth so everybody else can get their needs met and they can just be somebody struggling through everything because they're the strongest.
That's true,
You know,
Nikki.
Right.
I don't believe that's why we're here. I believe that it's a trait. I think it's a blessing to be able to handle situations. I believe that, like in this situation, to be able to say that you persevered is to minister to someone else, so that
Mm-hmm.
you can say, if I did it, you can do it too. But
Mm-hmm.
not
Right.
if I did it, I can do it for you too. That's,
Come on.
you
Come on,
know,
Dr.
I,
Nick.
I, right. So a lot of it is we're in a position where we don't have a choice.
Mhm.
We're trying to survive and we make it look easy when it's really not, you know. But in looking at Kim feels in that position. If we watch the show, there's some things she dealt with her husband. She talked about the third child and making peace with that third child and all of that. But in general, what do we do as women? We love being who we are. I wouldn't trade my life. I wouldn't trade my family, my children, the experiences that I've had. But how do we be better? How do we be more proactive in helping fix things for ourselves so that when the time comes that somebody else does need us, we can willingly be able to provide support? But how do we make things better for us? How do we, talking to people listening, we said we didn't want this to be where we just talking about this is bad, this is bad. Well, it's a good trait because it's what kept Black people on earth.
Right.
How about it?
I mean, we would have been gone a long time ago as a race if we weren't able to handle some of these situations. But now things are so much more difficult. We can't just stay home and watch the kids and the husband go out and work and we take care of the kids and that's it. So
Right.
what do we do? How do we make
We have to learn
therapy? I
ourselves.
mean, what do we do?
We have to learn to make ourselves a priority. We prioritize everything and everyone else, the kids, the husband, the mother, the sister, the brother, the job. And we put ourselves on the bottom of the totem pole. When I start saying I come first, because if I'm not right for me, I can't be right for the rest of you.
Right.
And
That was a game. Some
and
people are selfish. Well, I'm
it's not
selfish.
selfish. No, it's not selfish. It's self-full. It's self-preservation. It's not
Right.
selfish. It's self-full because when you're on a plane, they tell you to put your mask on first, and then you
Right.
can save some other people. So in this way, you're helping yourself first and building up your own energy and your own power, and also protecting yourself because people have spirits on them. They
Mhm.
walk with a lot of things. They allow so many different things to aggravate them and irritate them where you might not be. Well, since we're helpers, of course we don't let those type of things. We cover ourselves. We know about those type of tools, but not everybody else does. And they come around you and they're like, oh, gimme, gimme. They're energy vampires. And you're like, okay, hold on. Let me get Monday and Tuesday a break. And then Saturday's going to be good. Or even like Nicole invites people to her house. It's okay. She'll say, you know what? I had to sleep. So
Mhm.
I'm sleeping and thank you. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, where, well, how do my filters work? When do I put up some, what's that word again? When do I
Boundaries.
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 When do
Yeah.
I set boundaries? When do I hand you the 800 hotline to call if you want to kill yourself, stuff like that? Just call this 800 number. Or here's some sound YouTube videos for you to sit and meditate. Some people don't even know how to stay still for
Yeah,
meditation.
that's
Just
true.
like on their phone. I had
And that's
told
a
one of
problem too. That's a problem
Yeah.
too, right? And
yeah,
that's
we're
just the
together.
reality of now. Everything is immediate gratification, right? Like a lot of kids don't know how to study now, right? They
Oh
want to look at
yeah.
Very
something
true.
quickly, get it, and keep moving.
Enough
So,
to the test, and they
yeah,
not retain it.
right. And
So
AI,
that's the
AI,
regurgitation.
AI is doing homework for people.
Mhm.
right. And prayer and meditation, regardless of what your religious denomination is, meditation is really the key to getting in
Yeah.
touch with stuff. The problem is that it's scary when you don't want to get in touch with yourself.
Mm,
That's it. That's
That
it.
part.
yes.
So if I'm afraid to turn the TV off and turn the radio off and just listen because I don't know what God might say. I don't know what my body might tell me. I don't know what, you know, my inner being, when I get in touch with me, that
Mhm.
may be scary because I've been hiding behind work. I've been hiding behind TV, social media, church, whatever. So when that time comes to being still, which is if we talk a little bit more in the months to come, we will, is
Mm-hmm.
how you manifest this wonderful life. All the stuff people want, you can't manifest it, whether you call it prayer or something else, until you get in touch with that quietness in you. You can't create. If you create in chaos, it's just a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You,
Because
you know,
people are
so
uncomfortable. They are
yeah,
uncomfortable with getting in
it's
touch.
it's hard for people to just be still. I live
Yeah.
with people that are like that. I'm like, can we just? I have gone a week and not watched television because I was too lazy to get the remote from under the bed, and and that's bad. But I was like, you know what? When I got home from work, I was too tired. I knew the remote was near the center of under the bed, and that was going to require me to lay down on the floor and get. So I got in the bed and went
Not
to sleep.
today.
I learned about the Lord. I learned about that whole week just because I
Right.
didn't feel like, but it was quiet. And I'm like that now. Sometimes I just need quiet. And that's something we get used to so much noise. And if you grew up
Mm-hmm.
in a household with a lot of people, that's comforting, to
Yes.
some people.
So wait a minute.
Yes.
Angela said, I decided to make myself the priority this year when my blood pressure was out of control.
Mhm.
I was tired of everyone. I cut friends and family off. I ignored calls. If I didn't want to, I didn't. I feel you
That's
on that
I
good.
do. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
because you
you got
have got
to.
to take
It's
control.
hard,
It's
but
hard to do,
yeah.
but no is a complete sentence and it does not require an explanation. No, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. No, period.
Yeah, that's hard though, Wanda, because look, you want to say no, but the next sentence is going to be a lie, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to lie.
Right.
I
Yes,
can't
Dr. Nikki.
because then you got to make up why you can't.
Yeah.
It's
No,
right. It's
right.
better just to say no because then you're
And then
not
you
telling the
feel
story.
worse.
But
Yeah.
it's like when I've got to the point, like I was saying, people, I don't care what people think anymore when it comes to my self-preservation because
Mhm.
want you to do what makes them feel comfortable. They don't care about how it reflects upon you. You know, when you're grieving, they say, oh, don't cry, don't cry. They don't tell you not to cry because it makes you feel better. They tell you not to cry because it makes them feel better not to deal with your tears.
Yeah, well, because they don't know what to do with it.
They don't know what to do with it. Well, I'm going to feel whatever emotion I feel I need to feel in the moment. I'm going to make an appointment with my therapist or psychiatrist, whether I need to talk it out. And because we're also solution-based, keep in mind, we are not therapists, but we're telling you how we deal with things, and we're going to provide some resources to you guys.
Right.
But this was like, this deserved, like when I say I felt that clip in my soul. I mean, I was the overachiever from the time I was in high school, grade school, going on up. The overachiever, had to get the good grades, had to come home and take care of my little brother, had to help him with his homework, had to have the dishes clean before my mother came home, had to sometimes have dinner ready. Like I was a parent before I was a parent. You know, and then once I became a parent, I want this child to be proud of me. So I have to have a good job. I have to make, her father wasn't doing anything for her. So it was on me to make sure. So, and then you just get into this role of constantly being the overachiever, the overdoer. You don't want anybody to look at you because you made these decisions. You made this decision to have this kid. So you're going to take care of her. You're not going to ask anybody for help. I didn't want to be a product of the system. So I got the good jobs. I moved into the suburbs. I did all of that, all to not be appreciated. So now I said I lived my first 50 years for everyone else. My next half century is for me. I'm going to live. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to make love. I'm going to travel. I'm going to I'm going to dance like nobody's watching. I'm going to do all the things that I was too afraid to do, or I was so busy taking care of other people that I didn't have time to do.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to make time for you.
For Wanda, because it makes Wanda happy.
And
people try to get on the bandwagon and be happy with me or sit on the sidelines. Sometimes I put my phone on do not disturb because I don't mind being the friend that everybody comes to, but sometimes it's draining and I have to replace myself and I have to disappear for a moment. Because otherwise, I'm giving you all my energy. Nikki, you spoke that into me. I give all of my energy away, and then I had nothing left for me.
Well, and people will take all your energy. They'll willingly take everything you're willing to give.
Right.
So you have to, that's where the boundaries come in place. You have to set those boundaries. If it's do not disturb or if it's powering the phone off, which most of us cannot do because our whole day and life revolves around it. But, like Tangela said, if some people, I'm just not gonna answer. I'm just not gonna call. There's certain things that I'm just not gonna do. Where, say a year ago, I was different. But like she said at the end, I'm tired and I don't have to be.
Right. I don't
have to be.
I'm not obligated at this point. My daughter's grown. I'm not obligated to do anything outside of what I wanted to do, what I want to do.
Right.
Anything that I do outside of that, I'm granting you grace.
Right.
So when I need a moment, I need you to grant me grace too.
Right. And then also a lot of this, if you think about it, I've heard people say you're the sum total of the 5 closest people you have to you. So if you were to look at your 5 closest friends and add them up and find an average, and your average is like below 15 or 10, and that says something about, the friends that you're with. So let's say it's not math. Let's just talk about adding and subtracting, giving and taking, right? So if you're with a group of people, when they need you, you give, right? You stay on the phone, you take a meal, you take whatever they may need, help them out if they need help a certain month with bills or whatever. When you give, it should be a flow back.
Right.
Right. So there should be reciprocity in relationships. So now that we're at this age where we can make decisions, we're not dealing with peer pressure like in school. You know, we don't have to be with this group of kids. We're grown. You can choose who your friends are, and you can choose it based on your own assessment.
Right.
If I can make my magic number is 3. If 3 times come by and I give and you take, and I give and you take, and I give and you take, whether it means, hey girl, want to go to the movies, want to go to the mall, you want to go to the market with me, they got a sale on this, that, and the other, you want to come with me, you want to come over, then, and I get nothing, no love, no anything, so you leaving me empty every single time, then that means that I'm going to move on because this is not someone I need in my immediate circle. It doesn't mean you're not nice.
Right.
You know, it doesn't mean anything other than you don't need me as one of your closest friends because I am feeling depleted. Right? It doesn't mean we all don't have bad times, but just think about it. And this is something we might do when we walk away tonight or tomorrow. Write down your closest 5 and think about how much you all give and receive from each other. It should be fun. It should be loving. It should be this girl crazy. And I was crying the other day and she showed up with some greens. After I had them
And it
greens, I
is.
was all right. It could be little stuff like
Listen.
that. But if every time that person is always, you got to hear the same story that you've been hearing since 1996. Except now the man is bald and 350 pounds, the same man. Right? He was fine when y'all first started talking about him.
You muted, Dr. Nikki.
Yourself. Okay.
To that, it's
why she keep getting muted? Unmute
I
yourself.
don't know.
That of a program manager. I need to be the person helping you with the charity.
Well, what's going on?
Her phone
her phone is muting her. Well, while we're waiting for Nikki to come back on, Michelle Price says, hey sis, May is on. She said, hello everyone.
Hey May.
Hi
Michelle.
The conversation. Like if you feel this, if you've watched the clip, if you need to go back and watch the clip real quick with Kim Fields and come back, because we're gonna be here for a minute. We're gonna pick this one apart. Because we've all felt that. Go on, Nikki. I think you're unmuted now.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was trying to put it on mute for 1 second, but you all go on. I just didn't want you to hear my background noise.
Okay. But we have Lisa, my Lisa. Hi, Lily. My Lisa here. And I am blessed because my core people have been around me for years. I don't have to second guess them. I don't have to. You ain't muted.
Mute it. Hey, mute it.
Hey, Nikki. My core people, the reciprocity is there. And it's not like a tit for tat. It's like Denise will come over here, girl, I got some eyelashes for you. And watch I'll be like, do you have such and such a palette? Because I got an extra one.
Yep.
So it's the small things. It doesn't have to be anything monumental.
It can be a bag of M&Ms.
It could be a bag of
M&Ms. Preferably.
Reciprocity doesn't mean tit for tat. That's not reciprocity.
It's not a tit for tat, but it's like
show something.
It's like you feel a void, like it's not a one-sided relationship.
Yeah, reciprocity.
And I got rid of those feelings. I got rid of those relationships that left me feeling like I was always giving and giving of myself and got nothing in return. Not that you give to get.
Right.
But you don't give to feel empty either.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or used. Or
Or
Yeah.
used.
you,
Yeah.
exactly,
I'm sorry,
exactly.
y'all. I didn't know how to work the mute. My bad.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's all right. I mean, but we have to learn how to take control, and we have to take control without feeling guilty for standing up for ourselves.
It's that part.
That
It's
part.
that part. That's
That
hard. Yeah,
part.
exactly.
Yeah.
I used to
It's
feel guilty for telling people no. Now it's just no. That's all. That's it. No.
I don't say no without an explanation. I'm definitely gonna lie. I'm
I,
gonna
I,
just,
I'm
and
not.
my lie
No.
is gonna be so spectacular. It's gonna be like so unbelievable. Like, yeah, I'm in London right now, but I saw you yesterday.
But
Okay,
Sheree.
I realize.
oh my
I know when
goodness.
I know when you I'm gonna know when you lying.
It's a
Okay,
no. Yeah.
I'm in London right now.
Shoot.
Well,
You
I
know,
just
to
actually,
saw
say
you last night. And I just saw you at
I'm
2 a.m. the night
I'm
before.
I'm on the moon as we speak right now.
Yeah.
Said I'm on the moon.
it's just unnatural for, people who are like us, who like, Dr. Nikki said, are helpers. We're helpers, we're givers. We are unfortunately used to coming to the
Giving.
rescue, being the
Yeah.
savior, being, undoing the things that people have gotten into, because they've come to expect that out of us because we've been there every time, every single time, and
Yeah.
it's exhausting.
But sometimes we have to show up for
About it.
ourselves. We got to show up for
We have
ourselves
to,
as hard as we
we
show
have
up
to.
for other people.
But it's it's
Right.
it's life moments that get you there. My no's were getting more frequent, but they weren't nowhere near where they needed to be. And my
Hmm.
mother left this earth, and no got a little easier
Mhm.
because there was nothing behind it. I can't
I
no because
But
I can't.
wait a minute. Look, speaking of her mother,
I totally
don't
vouch for you with
say
that. 'Cause when my
this
grandma
book
died, I
is
didn't go to her funeral.
oh
Yeah,
And it was like once I said no to you standing over her coffin,
yeah,
crying when you didn't
yeah,
come wipe her ass, you didn't
yeah.
come take her to coffee, you didn't do shit for my grandma. And so
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, Sheree's coming to the funeral. No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, because I was there all the time since I was born with my
Yep.
grandma doing what I never said no to her, and she never said no to me. And I know there's other people that feel differently, and that's okay too. But I wasn't gonna celebrate
justify
her
your
death
relationship
with
with your
you.
grandmother as long as you know in your heart that you
Mm-hmm.
right by her. The hell with the next person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
You
agree
had
with that.
finished. You did everything you needed
You
to
did
do.
everything. You
Yeah.
were at
Yeah.
peace with where you left things, where you were in that relationship. I
Yeah.
was saying, Denise's mom's birthday would have been October the 30th. Her heavenly birthday was October the
Oh, it was yesterday.
So green
Okay.
was her
Yeah.
favorite color. Her name
Okay.
was Lawn. So today's look is in honor of Lawn, Denise's mom. And this lash I have on is
I have it
from
on too.
Jefferson and Co. And
Well, I don't have lashes, but
Lawn.
I definitely did put some mascara on, and I did snatch up a green jacket.
You did send yes.
So we are
Thank you,
representing
Sheree.
Lawn today
You're
in honor of
welcome.
our sister Denise and her
Thank you,
beautiful mom.
Wanda. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Yes,
And let me see.
beautiful.
So Lisa was saying no lie needed. No is a complete sentence.
Oh,
And
is it? Thank you.
Tangela said it's Big B, it's the eyelashes.
They're
May
gorgeous.
is saying hello to everyone. Michelle Price is on. Hey, sissy. Hi,
Hey y'all.
my tiny Tara. I just wanted everybody, like I wanted everybody to get in and get what they needed from this because this was such an important conversation as far as I was concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So many people
Yeah.
with this, and we wanted to leave you with solutions, not a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So
Because
we got homework. We got homework, and this is just being real. We're
Mhm.
gonna write down the favorite five, the closest five, And if you realize that my magic number's 3, yours might be 5, 6, that every time that person is around, there's always taking and never any receiving. And I get it when we having a rough time. I've had girlfriends that I don't have a job, and there's been times that I didn't, that they were there for me, you know, and vice versa. That's not what I mean.
Right.
You'll know in your spirit when it doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
You know, because that is taking away from you being able to succeed as a group of women and on your own. I mean, you want to have a loving, reciprocity driven relationship because that's important. But also, I'll be glad one day when we do have a therapist on here, because there are also some things to pay attention to as well, because there's some people that love drama so they can appear to be the one that fixes it all the time.
They create the drama. They create the drama, and
so they can appear to be the mother hen, and they keep something going. So you may have a group of women and y'all seem fine, but there's one person who's always in charge, so to speak, and they like fixing things so they can become so important, but they the problem. They cause all the problems so they can come in. Well, let me tell you what I'm gonna do. No, you need to do anything. Okay,
that same person is usually always the victim too. They're usually always the victim as well. So
as soon
You touched on something, Nikki. Denise and I were talking late last night because I didn't sleep at all last night. I was trying to perfect this because this was going to be, I wanted this to come across just so. And without you even knowing it, because I had not discussed it, you have hit on some things that have been going on in our lives.
Nikki was on here prophesying. Dr. Nikki
prophesying. Confirmation.
Yeah.
Knowing about it.
But like you guys said about like staying on task with the topic, it's like there are things you can do to be self-full. Like YouTube has wonderful videos on how to relax, listen to some megahertz. Or if
migraines, I sent something to Shantae for that too, for the migraines and help, stuff.
And then, you know, there are also vitamins that you can take, and getting sun time in the sun, you know what I'm saying, to like ease that anxiety of having to have all this stuff on your plate. And there's always, let's shift some of these things. Make a list. I'm going to do 1 through 10, and you only got to 8. Those 2 things are for tomorrow. Do them tomorrow or do them on Wednesday. Not to procrastinate, but to put them because you couldn't get to it. And it's okay not to get to things because you have to.
Right, you made a point, because if you write it down, you're at least taking charge of your life. You don't feel helpless.
Comes to life.
When you just say, I didn't do it, oh shoot, I gotta do. But once it's a list, and this is something I tell my grown children, you know, put the stuff down. That's biblical. You know, make the vision plain. My vision today is to get through 5 things on this list.
Right.
You know, and you're right. You give yourself some power, Sheree, and you said when you put it on paper, and at least you're managing it. You're managing it.
Right. You're setting some like goals that are like right there, timely goals. You know, like, okay, if it's done today.
I say this, don't BS yourself.
There you go. Procrastination. You don't want that.
You
don't want that. Into that.
Be truthful with who you are, what you stand for, and what you will not stand for and take. And don't care who don't like it. Be true to self.
And just going back to the health part of it, you know, take charge of your health. For a lot of us, Black and brown women, your vitamin D. Critical.
Low.
Sometimes it's critically low.
Yeah.
You can't figure out why you're depressed and why you can't throw your foot out of the bed. And, you know, I was in a full argument with my doctor. I don't care if everybody's vitamin D is low because we're not getting enough sun. I want to know where mine is. And I was deficient, you know.
It's in a bottle. It's in a
Yeah,
bottle. You just
exactly.
you just need
Yeah,
to
you
take a
put
couple
it,
every
put
two
it
every
in your
week. It'll
mouth.
work. It'll help.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that
You
was
can
it.
even ask Alexa to remind you. She'll do it. You'll
Yeah.
say, Alexa,
But
remind me to
be
take
in
my vitamin
charge.
D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be in charge of your health. This is
Yeah.
the
Take
Mhm.
reason
some
why
blood
we're
tests.
having this. Yeah.
Yeah. Take
Demand
a
some
CBC
blood work.
panel. You get some blood
Yeah.
work.
One
Your
thing that
levels
I
are.
actually too is I have accountability partners. Like my blood pressure, because of my
Oh.
level, has been high. So Denise has made me send. I have a blood pressure cuff. When it's high, she makes me send her my blood pressure. So one,
Yep.
if something should go wrong, so with Eric being on the road most of the time, someone is aware of what's going on.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
two, Wanda, did you take your pill?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do
Yep.
this? Did you, what are you
Yeah.
about? Because but set accountability partners that will hold you accountable. Don't set somebody up that you can boss over and run
Yeah,
No.
absolutely not.
No yes
If
men.
you
No yes men.
no, yes, man. I
no,
need people that will stand there because I'm a strong personality. I need
yeah.
somebody to tell me, "Want shut up and listen."
Give me your arm because when I go over there, I'm taking it manually anyway. I got my
Right.
stuff in the closet. But you have to check on those that you love. Like if you're worried about them and that's the issue, yeah, girl, it's good to see you. What was your blood pressure today? You know, and you tell me, oh, okay, let's recheck it. Go ahead, continue to talk. But be there. If that is something
Mhm.
that is on your mind because, it just happens to be in my family, I want to know where you are with your blood pressure. Because
Yeah.
your pain and your where these two things link up.
Yeah. And
So
it's
I can know
Over
important.
to the
for
picture.
yeah,
Nikki is all the way where she is near DC. Shantae is in Pennsylvania. Eric be on the road. So all of my accountability people were like an hour and a half to 2 hours away. I was like, I need somebody close by because if I'm
It only takes 45 minutes to get over there. I'm just messing with you.
so I started shooting her the thing, and because she was like
yeah,
smoke range.
yeah. I'm
You
like, that's not okay. Because if
No,
there's
it's not
nobody there,
okay.
let's go. I'll take you to the hospital in a minute.
And
And
we
Mhm.
know
and
his
and fight for you. And I talk for you and some more. Like
Mhm.
once you call me, that's my job to take over if you can't do it for yourself. If we
Mhm.
if I love you, if we're friends, if you're in my
yeah,
circle.
and
If
yeah.
you're not in my circle, I'm gonna tell you to email somebody.
If
I'm
you're
just
value
not in my
joking.
circle, I'm gonna stand there and be like, that ain't right.
I'm gonna
right.
need you to dial 444
Right.
Like
And
good
but
person,
121.
you can text
no, like being solution based. Take a good,
then text
honest look
111 on your
at
cell
those that
phone.
are around you. And if those relationships are no longer serving you, I'm
Yeah.
not saying be judgmental, but be honest.
No, but
Like,
this is true.
but is this relationship serving me in any positive way, or am I just always there for that person, but when I need, that person is not there for me? And sometimes you remember a reason, a season, and a lifetime.
Hmm.
As we progress on our journey in life, everybody is not meant to go where God is taking you.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Over, it doesn't mean any love is lost, but
Hmm.
everybody can go to this next level God is taking you on, especially when they have no desire to evolve into a better place.
That's the key right there. Want to highlight that. Everybody can come, but
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
can you contribute? To the chips, the crabs,
Right.
Yeah.
something. Right?
You better
Yeah.
contribute to them crabs or you're not getting any
I
crabs.
know
You
Yeah.
that's
know what?
right.
Crabs is hot.
Oh my God.
Even if you say I can make a great butter sauce, we're gonna think about that.
Exactly. You
We
better
Right.
gonna
come on with you better
But
bring
give us a
something.
little side eye.
Crabs are hot.
And
Be
another
eating
thing,
them crabs in a secret room.
another thing that women can do too, besides having an accountability partner, is also go to the spa. Take time to get your nails done and wash your face. Make up your routine for what you're going to do in the morning. Maybe you are depressed, but once you have that routine in place, you know that your nails are clean, your ears are cleaned out, your hair is fixed and coiffed,
Clean your ears, clean
and
them ears.
you smell
Wash your
good. You know, favorite deodorants to put on, right? Because people get depressed and they start smelling and they're like, oh, woe, you know, all this woe is me and all this stuff going on in your life, and you just break down. But if
Hmm.
you have your routine in place about your hair and your nails, and when you do your hair appointments, or maybe you do your hair yourself, and prayer, having a
But take
place
time.
in
Yeah.
your room to spend time alone with God and yourself, or just to sit, like, you know, if you have no religion, just sit by yourself and breathe. Do some mindful breathing. Get some oxygen into your cells, which is going to create and help other things work along. That air, that oxygen helps blood go through, the water that's in your body. Those things are very important to your health. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, you
let's
are
think
so
about
sweet, child, but you got me laughing so hard. You are so
that.
right. Everything you're saying is true.
But and
It
No,
is
also
true.
speak
It's true.
positivity into your own life, just like
Mhm.
that's
because
positive.
people don't do it. They don't take time for themselves.
Just like you manifest positivity for others, manifest it for yourself.
For
I
Yes.
have
yourself.
affirmations, and when I'm down in my spirit, I have an affirmation app because sometimes I can't think of it, but that doesn't mean I'm giving up on myself. Let me go to
Right.
this app with this app here
Yeah.
saying Paris is joining us. Our two sisters, Paris and Shantae, are not feeling well today. That's why it's the four of us. We lift you up in prayer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Amen. We sure do.
And,
Yes.
and we will see you next month. We're gonna have another topic, but take care of self. Self
First.
Yeah.
Yes,
take care of
yes.
self first. We love you to life and we want
Mhm.
you better. But yeah, I don't know, like Sheree, you came
Yeah.
a list of things of resources because again, we are not therapists, we are speaking from our own.
No, I'm not a doctor like Nicole.
And I'm not a therapist, as you can tell.
So if you don't mind sharing some of the information that you
I
accomplished.
did. I went inside the chat. I don't know how it's showing up, but I'll do it again. And I shared hotlines that you guys can have
Oh,
access
nice.
to. And
Can
I
we
also,
post them on Wanda? Is
I
it a way
did.
to post them on here so the viewers can
I
see them
did.
later on?
Yeah, I did. I posted
Oh,
it
Okay.
inside the chat. Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
talk about it.
Okay.
click on my
Yeah.
It's
name.
recorded if it's in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the
I don't
Okay.
chat. So
I can't copy and paste it, but what I
no, but
will,
I did.
what I will do, because I'm from my phone, I will go back and I will make a post on Facebook with Sheree's comments.
That'll
Yeah,
be
but
good.
I put it already in the under your name, under your live. I did it already, but you can do it again. But I'm just saying that there's a plethora of information,
Yes.
herb and maybe you can't afford those Zoloft or all those other things. There are herbal remedies that
Hmm.
equate to St. John's words and stuff like
Yeah.
that, to name one. And I put some megahertz uh, videos from YouTube in there. And you know, if prayer or Buddhism is your thing, whatever, if you're a Muslim, whatever, all that stuff is there for you to take time for
Hmm.
yourself. Um, I could put some
Excellent.
spa information, you know, but you look up in 411, hey, I want to go to the spa in my neighborhood. You need a steam room, a cold bath, a hot bath. All those things are important when you're spying because you can sit inside the Himalayan salt and it takes away that negative energy that's around you. Like, why do I sit in the salt? The Himalayan salt is to take away energy. Energy is created, it's never destroyed. So when you
I
go
have a
around other
Himalayan
people's salt,
salt lamp in my room.
Right. And if
yeah,
you
it's
can't
really
afford to
important.
do that, I can tell you how to do a brew where
Dollar
you can
store.
inhale all of that good stuff and have that cleanse you and your aura in general. So Wanda do some more shows where I can share that, and I'm going to be doing some classes too. But it's cheaper. You can get the herbs at home, and Wanda and Sheree, I've done brews for both of you where you can at least inhale and make your home smell good, and it'll do the same, some of the same things in your house. So
And because
those
we're
are
going into daylight savings
Man,
time is
I done
ending this week.
manifested a whole new
And
apartment.
I'm so glad.
Daylight savings time is ending this week.
yeah.
So there's a change that's good. There's a shift that's going to happen naturally. Get
Mhm.
yourself a light box. There are light boxes that you can have because for that sunshine that we don't get, sometimes you can't get outside and you need something, and the light helps.
Yeah, light
Just
therapy is important. You can have red
yeah,
light therapy,
yeah.
blue light, and all those lights do different things for your skin. And red
Mhm.
light especially does stuff for your emotions. It helps
Mhm.
you with if you are depressed, it does help with that. And it does help with
Yeah.
pimples and inflammation if you're swollen and you have your period or whatever like that. You can get that red light therapy. You can sit in a hot heat sauna. If you don't have high blood pressure, please speak to your doctor about doing stuff like that. But there are so many remedies as women that we can band together and talk about and use to feel better. You don't have to sit there in your shit like you're a baby in a pamper, just sitting there in your love pamper. Like, no, don't do that. Get on the internet, call a friend and say, hey, I need help. I'm sad. What do I do?
Mhm.
Or come on our chat line here and we'll say, well, call your doctor first, but try this, try that, and take these things and go to your doctor and like that.
And build
A
mental
community.
health care, yes, community and mental health care into your daily life, your repertoire. You're going to spend that money on that bundle of hair, but you know what, you could not spend it on that for that month and
There you
get
go.
and sign up, word of mouth. You can come to your sisters, your friends. You should be able to if you've done your homework that Dr.
Right.
Nikki gave you. Um, you should be able to talk about that. Instead of me doing this, I'm gonna because you'll be interviewing them too. I'm gonna interview a therapist or a psychiatrist or whatever. Get what you need.
And
Get what you need.
speaking of interviews, not just interview your therapist, your doctor, when you go on a job interview, remember that you are interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. Because if
Hey, that part.
with your spirit, if you feel like you sold your soul to the devil every time you perform your duty, that's not the job for you.
For you.
It's
Not
not.
Mm-mm.
selling your soul for a paycheck.
It's not worth it.
Remember, you're interviewing them just as they're interviewing you. It has to be mutually agreeable. Don't be afraid to say no. Just like that interview came, the next one will come.
Yes.
Somebody, you will
Stop
be
just
right.
accepting
This
any
is
and
America.
everything.
This is
Just
America.
like that. Whether it's a job, a man, or what a woman, whatever floats your boat.
Whatever.
So I mean, I think I'm finished preaching. How about y'all? Y'all finished?
I think
On
we
this
gave a
one, I
lot
could,
of information.
I
yeah.
think so. But I really felt that to my core.
Good.
Could identify with how she felt. I didn't go to college, but it hit me on other levels as the one that's always there for everybody, giving and giving of myself to. I have nothing left for myself.
Mhm.
And then
And
you look around, you're like,
then
I'm
you're giving
depleted.
it giving to people that don't even appreciate the fact that you're giving it to them.
That's it.
Mhm.
Hey.
Now tell me where that's not balancing out.
Mm-mm.
So you have to be cognizant of with the effort you put out, the energy you put out, and is it worth it to you too?
Reciprocity.
Right.
Reciprocity. That's my
That's my
word.
favorite
I
word.
posted it on
Yeah.
my group.
Mm-hmm.
Reciprocity. Don't just
Right.
go on
Reciprocity.
my page and dump all of your content and
Mm-hmm.
never so much as like or post on my page. Reciprocity.
And
Right.
self-preservation. Self-preservation has
Right.
to
Right.
it has to be number one.
I
It
think
has
I
to be.
also, and I shared something on our it was our text message last week sometime, but it was something I had taken in my note in one of my journals, my Wonder Woman journal. And I had taken some
I need
notes.
that. I love Wonder Woman.
Right.
That is so dope.
I had taken some notes, and it was from 2020. It was 2018. I'd gone to this conference, and the speaker was saying that your network of people,
It's true.
friends, whatever your network directly impacts your net worth.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So if you look at your network, that will directly align with your net worth.
Mm-hmm.
So if your goal is to get to a certain place in terms of your net worth, you got to figure out how to balance out that average. When you add up those 5 people, that means you can keep those 5 people, but you got to add 3 more people who give you a higher number in terms of friendship, reciprocity, love.
Everybody should be an asset inside the group. What's your asset? You know, you come in.
Right. Because that, and we think about it just with work. You know, people say, well, they went to a networking event because they're trying to do stuff for work. Well, that's not true. One thing I notice is the stuff that I do in my private life impacts my work life a lot, especially here in the DC area. Sheree's in the area with me. A lot of the stuff I do that's personal ends up becoming work. You know, or I'm telling somebody else about some business that helps another sister or brother with making more money or whatever. So the people who we network with impacts our net worth. And that can kind of help us line up things when we're thinking, you know, is this going to help me get to my dream or whatever? So we can all
say something. I like to piggyback inside of that with you. Some people complain about who they're meeting and how they're meeting them. Maybe you got to get from the places you are going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna give just a little example. I'm not trying to be funny, but if you let's just use something simple. You're at McDonald's, and there's nothing wrong with McDonald's, right? Nothing at all. I love the French fries there, but you don't want to keep meeting jiggers at McDonald's. Okay, maybe you want to go to the,
You might
it's
want
my
to go to
opinion.
Fuddruckers. You want a high class burger.
Carlton, that's where I hang out most of the time.
Right.
Maybe you want to go to the Ritz.
burgers over there too.
It's $19, but the ambiance is way better, right? The service is top notch, and you're gonna meet people who are a network of people that you could possibly give your resume to.
Yeah.
Right? Or that you could possibly travel somewhere, or you can be more knowledgeable. If you keep staying at a lower level where you're complaining about
And
it,
it's just about your comfort zone, really. You can call it, all it is
comfortable going.
jumping
Get comfortable
out of the comfort zone a little.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
may
get
run into someone you don't know.
Said
You
nothing.
know,
This child. And
get
Courtney
comfortable.
Courtney was piggybacking off of Nikki. She said a lot of the herbal and aromatherapy treatments can be done at home, as well as the meditative noises. I'm about to begin green noise. I have
That's nice.
a lot of brew and manifest. It doesn't mean I don't believe in God. I manifest the things and I pray over and I invoke my ancestors to come along and help me on this journey, because I don't know. They've walked this path.
Those are Negro spirituals. You can do that.
Exactly.
It's in the Bible too.
Exactly. So guide me, Lord. Send my ancestors to show me the way. So like we really have to pull, everybody has their own spiritual belief, and everybody has their own way of interpreting God these days, or their higher being or whatever they want to call them, whatever you do is what you do. I believe in God.
Mhm.
But I also believe that God helps those who help themselves. Like you just can't
Absolutely.
and just wait on God, and you picking boogies out your nose waiting on God.
A sign to slap you in the face when the sign been up in front of your house. You know, the sign been there, but every time the sign came back, it didn't look holy enough. So because it wasn't holy enough, you was like, "Nah,
You
God
didn't
wouldn't
do
send it
it.
that way."
Yeah.
Turn your nose up at it.
Yeah, so we
Because
do
it
have
didn't
to.
look like what
That's a
you
whole
wanted.
nother show, Wanda. We need a series.
True.
We need roots, the next generation.
Right.
But not our ancestors.
Right.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
such a blessing. I'm gonna close with I feel lighter. I thank God that my core people, a few of them are not on the round table, but they are my core people, Michelle, Lisa, because we decided to keep the round table small. But my core people have been there for me, whether I talk to them once a year, whether I talk to them once every 5 years. If I call them, we can pick up like we just talked yesterday.
Right where you left off. That's right.
Evaluate your relationships honestly. Evaluate, like I said, you don't do for people to get. But if you're always left feeling empty, hurt, mad, sad, that's not the relationship for you. A reason, a season, and a lifetime. And put those people in their proper category. And be
that's everybody.
with that. Everybody is not meant to travel your entire journey with you. And you have to be okay with that. So anybody else have any closing words?
Just that if you need resources, reach out. Reach out to if you can't get it from your circle, reach out to us. I mean, we
1-800-SHERAY.
Call Sheree first.
Stop.
She'll filter it down to us. Like
the resources that
God damn it.
into our group text, I am going to make a post with all of those resources after the live and after I go say hi to Ian, after I go to the store and get my onions and my liquid smoke for my beans that I got in the crock pot.
Well, what I would
I
say
will add to that list as well because some of the resources, most of the resources are going to be separated male and female, especially when you get into depression and anxiety. But I know personally of some local ones. I don't want to mention them online because they may not have the space and the manpower, but I can certainly add to that list with
but I did find some national ones.
Yes, NAMI. Yep.
I did find some national ones, but what I did want to say for my ending is that ladies, let's get into being more selfful and self-preservation as far as how you feel and you look. Take time in the morning and brush your teeth. Take time to check your toothbrush and say, you know what? I've been using this for 6 months. I need a new one. Okay. Take time to check on your teeth health, your gums. If you need a cap, if you need to, if you need Botox, get it. It's okay. If you need new eyeshadow, throw the other one away. It's broken. It's dirty. It's dust mites in it. Get rid of it. Right? You're like, why am I so sad? Because you're doing it to yourself because you're not paying attention to yourself because you keep answering your phone, talking to everybody else, and you keep forgetting about you, your teeth, your hair, make up your bed, get rid of those runny stockings in the drawer. Like go deeper, and that's the work that we're talking about. We're talking about real work, like get rid of those holy shirts, get those chairs that you don't want out your house because you don't want to be a hoarder. Get rid of some of the jewelry and give it to your kids that you don't even wear no more. Give it to your daughter. She wants it. Give her that pocketbook. She wants it. Let's go. Like you're a different level now. So maybe you don't need any of those other things. Maybe you need less. You got a different kind of uniform that you wear. Give it to your friends,
Mhm.
give it to your family. Make time for you and your hair and your nails and your bed, all the things that touch your body. Pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to that because that's what's making us sad sometimes. Sometimes it's not the off coof comment. You might be like internalizing it and then putting it on that person and saying, "Oh, it's your fault." No,
Yeah.
it's your fault because you're not
It's
paying
releasing the old to make room for the new too.
attention.
You made a good
Yeah.
point. And I'm always here when Sheree's giving away pocketbooks. I got 2 Gucci bags from Sheree. When she get tired of them, y'all, just be somewhere close by. But it means and she gets more, so but it is true. Release that old stuff and it will make room
I'm
for the
learning
new.
that.
Yeah.
I worked so hard to get things, and it felt like it wasn't that I worship things, but it was a sign of my success in my mind.
Right.
Now I
Mm-hmm.
Right.
realize that those things don't make Wanda.
It's
They
the
don't.
When you
relationships.
look
It's the
good,
It
connection.
is. It
picking
Yeah.
is.
on what Sheree was saying, when you look good, when you smell
Yeah.
good,
When
you
you
feel good.
smell good,
When
you
you look in the
feel.
mirror and be like, I'm too sexy for myself.
Yes, you
Mm-hmm.
is. Yes,
You
you is,
know,
Mm-hmm.
man. You is.
you may not be I'm hurting right now, but you can't tell by looking at my face because I look good. I'm representing
Yeah.
for Miss Lawn.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I came
Yeah.
fully prepared to represent for Lawn today.
B. B. B.
I love that.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Straight
and
up B.
okay, Michelle said greetings to everyone. Creating
Hi, y'all.
yes. So Kay, definitely go back and catch the replay. This was an awesome roundtable, as has been all of them, and as will be all of them.
Okay, Simone.
Yes, yes, because my crew is top notch.
You
My
heard it here.
and when my sisters, if y'all paid attention to that intro, because I have an intro now. My sisters will pick me up from the dirt. When I'm too weak to pull myself up, my sisters will pick me up and brush me off and say, get yourself together.
And that's how you measure your life.
Hmm.
And who you
Hmm.
have around you to do that.
That's excellent.
That's
So
the
Yes.
measurement.
get you some friends that'll tell you in your mess, get yourself together.
Well, not even just a mess. Let's be a little bit more positive. Get some friends that's gonna give you a compliment and tell you you're a sexy bitch.
Yeah,
And
okay.
Mm-hmm.
and some nice gifts and perfume and earrings and be good to you too. It's not about just calling somebody out when you see something wrong or
I
get up off of that. You know what I'm saying? Say something nice to me because you know what? We be in the streets fighting all day. You go to work, the white people are on you, excuse me. Not talking about my friends that are white. I'm just saying, as a black woman, you go to your office, they're looking for something wrong. You want to fire me already. I just got here. I'm just working. And you need your friends to be like, hey girl, what's up? Here's your favorite bottle. Here's your favorite water. Here's I got your meal, like Nikki said. Here's some collard greens. Here's your favorite pie. Me and Nikki's always nibbling on something.
am my own worst critic, and you all have helped me start looking at myself in a more
Hey girl.
positive way.
Yeah, yeah.
How
That's
it should
that's
be.
why I keep harping on that, because
No dusty, no
hard
dusty.
on myself, because I've always had to be the go-to person. So therefore I felt the need to be perfect.
Right.
And
Right.
God had let me know that it's
You
okay
are
to
perfect.
be okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it
It's
is
Yeah.
okay.
have you covered. When
Mm-hmm.
you're in this moment, we have you covered.
Mm-hmm.
Feel what you need to feel and then come up out of it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
that
want
was
to
me on
empathize.
Monday. Me
Mm-hmm.
on Monday. And when you have people who are around you who have your best interests at heart and will lift you up, you feel that. Because for me, there was no reason that I was gonna get back out of bed on Monday, thinking about my mother.
You got to get
But
up, pretty girl. You so pretty. You're gorgeous. You
thank
got to
you.
get up. You got to
But
show these people outside.
Have
right.
y'all
But
looked
I
at
got
look at all the beauty on this screen? shapes, sizes, color variations, and spirits. Look at all the beauty on this screen. Like, how blessed am I to say, these are my sisters? That in and of itself is a blessing. How can I be depressed?
Mm-hmm. It happens.
Depression is trying to take over me. And this is being transparent. I had a meeting with my psychiatrist, and she was telling me sometimes something about the month of October. Maybe it's because we are getting ready to fall back with November, and we're going to wake up in this dark, and we're going to come in this dark, and just in darkness. And don't let that darkness radiate in your spirit.
Yeah. I can tell you a tip though on this dark stuff that you guys are talking about. Let's keep this positive, okay? If you have an iPhone, it shows you on the timing of the weather what time the sun is gonna come up. It tells you that. So you ain't gotta pay attention to the dark. You can find the light because it's on your phone. It says sunrise, 7:15 a.m., whatever. Sunset, 5:56. And you can say, you know what? I'm going to catch that sunset and watch those beautiful colors happen as the sun sets. And you can wake up a little earlier and catch that sunrise. I do that with my kids. I say, come on, I got my coffee. We'll go drive to the beach and we'll stand outside at 4 o'clock in the morning, frolicking in that wonderful water, waiting for the sun to come up. And it's a good feeling and it's a memory that they will never forget. And I urge you guys to do that with your girlfriends. It's a nice situation. We watch the sun come up all the time, right, Nick? That bonfire was fire.
Yeah, but it don't be frolicking at the beach. But that sounds nice. I enjoy the moon though. I'm a night person. So I'm the same way though. I hated it going to work when it was dark and coming home, I'm still at work and it's dark. I hadn't even gotten on the highway yet and it's dark. So a lot of people deal with that being sad when you think about, I must say until January. In the summertime, we just about to go out. The sun about to, you comparing what it was like in the summer. But I enjoy the moon. I don't know what that means, but the moon gives me energy. Shut up. The moon gives me energy. So I enjoy the sun, but at night I kind of get my energy at night, and I'm sure some people like that. So it's just that balance, What you say, Sheree?
Wanda? You know your friends when she knows what I'm trying to say, but I already said it.
Anyway, for those of you who love the moon, it's also a good time to be energized by the beauty of the moon. That's all.
Okay.
I love the water. Water brings me peace.
I love that too. Yes.
Absolutely.
I love the beach.
Sleep the best by the beach. On the beach.
Like a bubble
I love
bath.
that. I like the heat. Yeah.
We should all go to the beach one day. That'll be cute. We should all do that.
Fun. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Ready.
So with that, I'm going to say, as you go about your day.
This was good.
And her crown is a little tilted, help her to fix her crown on her head. If she doesn't have one, she's misplaced it, she's dropped it, loan her one of yours. If you have a few extra coins, buy her one. Whatever you did, zip your lip. Don't tell the world what you did to help that queen get back in position.
That part.
Don't tell. If she chooses to tell somebody, that's her business. But remember, that's her business. Because if you did it just to be able to go and say, I did, you didn't do it for her. You did it for you. We are our sister's keepers, or we need
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
Practice that. And with that, I'm good. Like, I feel good about this live.
Yeah, that was good.
All right. So with that, we're going to say peace and blessings. Remember, the enemy separates, we unify. I love you to life. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And we'll see you next week.
See you. Thank you.